Hello and welcome to Scam TV. My name is Nick Henley. I am the founder of Scam TV and the nonprofit organization named Stamp Out Scams. Our name is our mission. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to take a very disheartening look at yet another scam victim. As was most of these videos we post here on Scam TV, this is another sad tale of an innocent victim being taken by crafty scammers. Our victim in this story is a father who was looking forward to retirement. And instead of preparing for his golden years, he is now struggling to make ends meet after losing his life savings in a cruel scam. For the last 40 years, Renato Calalang has done nothing but work incredibly hard in all types of different jobs in order to make his life the best it could possibly be. The 60-year-old has always believed in the importance of saving every penny, and that is exactly what he had done for decades in anticipation of a relaxing retirement. With almost $150,000 sitting in his bank account, Renato felt safe knowing that he and his family would be financially secure in the future once he reached his rapidly approaching pension age. He had proudly spent 40 years working and saving for his retirement, but now all his dreams have been snatched from under him in one swift move after he opened an email from someone claiming to be from a bank in his native Philippines. Renato had moved to Australia from Manila back in 1986, but he still had a lot of extended family back home, some who he had never ever met before. So when he received an email stating that a relative had passed away and left him some inheritance in their will, he did not think it was totally out of the realm of possibility. Up on our monitor is a copy of the email that Renato received. Please take a good look at this email and familiarize yourself with it. This email is important because scammers will use fake emails and the same fake language over and over again in their scams. Only the names and places may have been changed from scam to scam. However, many times the scammers are dumb enough to use the same names and places in a majority of their scams. But sadly, opening that email was the biggest mistake Renato would ever make in his life.
I got an email from someone called Steve Golds who said they were the owner of a bank in Manila. He said I was entitled to an inheritance of 3.8 million euro and I just needed to provide my details, which I did in my reply. He even provided all the documents in relation to who he said was my cousin. There was a death certificate and everything. I have a cousin named the same as the person in the documents, so it seemed legitimate. They said I needed to open a bank in the Philippines in order to get my inheritance. But to do this, I'd need to deposit some money. But I could not make the transfer to that bank directly, but instead, he said their agent in Australia would help me with this. So I deposited some funds into a Commonwealth bank account, which is the same bank that I am with. This made me feel like nothing bad could happen, and if something were to go wrong, I thought I would be able to chase up Commonwealth Bank for help.
According to Renato, the email appeared convincing because it was properly worded and appeared to be very professional. Up on our monitor is a copy of the fake death certificate the scammers sent Renato to make the scam appear even more legitimate. In order to take advantage of the unexpected windfall, Renato went ahead and set up a bank account in the Philippines. Upon doing so, he was made to believe that upon transferring $1,700 in Australian dollars via the newly opened account, the inheritance will be released over the next 3 months. Renato explained that in good faith, he kept depositing money when they asked for it in the hope he would soon receive his inheritance. Instead, it took a total of 17 transactions for Renato's bank account to be completely wiped out. Before long, he had nothing left. This led him to report the incident to his bank in Australia, where he was a longtime client for 4 decades. Now, looking back, he says he can see how obviously it was a scam, but in the moment it felt very real, and he even talked to one of the scammers on the phone whom he said sounded legitimate. With little money left to his name, he alerted the police and the bank about what had happened, but sadly, nothing has happened.
I felt like I was hypnotized. I knew that I had to stop, but I kept on sending. I was devastated. I went to the Commonwealth Bank for help in September 2023 and told them what happened. They investigated the case. After 2 months, they told me I had been scammed.
The bank said that they could not recover the funds because the overseas bank would not cooperate with him. Renato says while he understands that he is the one who fell victim to the scam, he wishes that there had been more security measures set in place by his bank.
After 2 months, they told me I had been scammed. The man I talked to was based in the Netherlands. I spoke to him once. He was very convincing, very soft-spoken, nothing seemed off. Surely that would come up as suspicious activity to have that much taken out all the time. I wish they had alerted me that this was a scam. If they see someone's account diminishing, something is obviously wrong. But instead they just said it was my fault. Yet the scammers have bank accounts with Commonwealth. I've been a customer of theirs for nearly 40 years.
With barely anything left to his name, Renato has found himself having to start at the bottom again at 60 years of age. With a wife and a child to support, he says he has felt depressed and anxious about all of their future.
I worked so hard my entire life just for this to happen. I was looking forward to a bright future and relaxed retirement. But instead, I'm now just living day to day. My financial freedom has been taken away from me, and my self-esteem is at such a low point. At this point, my family really is the only thing that is keeping me going. I am still trying to process what happened. I still feel sick just thinking about the fact that I'd been scammed. I still hope the bank might be able to get some of my money back, if not everything. I have to live in hope.
He is sharing his story in order to raise awareness and hopes that it may help others from being victimized by scammers in the future. Renato also hopes that the Commonwealth Bank might still be able to get some of his funds back. A spokesperson for Commonwealth Bank confirmed that they are aware of these type of scams and urge customers to be extra careful when sending money to people they do not know. Even after reporting the scam to his bank, nothing could be done. Commonwealth Bank acknowledges the financial and emotional burden scams have on their customers and the community, they said. We are aware of instances where scammers will offer the promise of an inheritance or a share in a large sum of money. This may be through a phone call or text or an email. In communicating with the customer, the scammer will request payment of a smaller upfront fee. Commonwealth Bank encourages people to be vigilant when being asked to send money and to stop, check, and reject when assessing requests for payment. They also encourage its clients to be more careful when sending money. This includes taking the extra time to consult a trusted family member or a friend as a sounding board or making a payment to an unfamiliar recipient if there is a promise of a large sum of money in the future. If you think that you have been scammed, or if you notice an unusual transaction, one you didn't make, contact your bank immediately. They added that despite the attempt to get some of the money back, they were unsuccessful. According to the bank, Renato made a number of transfers to multiple banks over a 2-month period in response to the scammer telling him that this would in turn release a substantial inheritance. Now, when Renato contacted the bank about the transfers he had, they told him that they promptly attempted to recover the funds but were unsuccessful. So, was Renato a victim of some form of new scam? Actually, unfortunately, he was not. This is definitely not a new scam. Renato was a victim of what is known as a beneficiary scam. The beneficiary or inheritance scam works almost exactly as a scam Renato became a victim of. Of course, these scams will vary from scam to scam, but much of the storyline used by the scammer is the same. So a beneficiary scam is when a fraudster tricks a victim into believing that a distant relative died and left their estate to the victim. The estate in these scams is often worth millions of dollars. In 2022, the FTC received over 2,000 reports of money and inheritance scams. Knowing the signs of a beneficiary scam can help you avoid becoming a fraudster's next victims. So here's how it usually starts. The scammer will send the victim a convincing email or letter posing as a law firm, saying that the victim was left as a beneficiary of an estate, and if they want to claim the inheritance, they'll have to pay the law firm an upfront fee to cover legal fees or taxes. Once the victim sends money to the scammers to recover their inheritance, the fraudster vanishes with the victim's money. There are other tactics and schemes that the scammers will use in these types of beneficiary scams, but the email or letter is usually right where it starts. Here are some tips to avoid you or someone you know from becoming a beneficiary scam victim. Look at any emails or letters you receive from an unknown law firm, or any typos or any things that might indicate that it's fake. A real law firm maintains professionalism by avoiding, mistakes, vocabulary issues. And also notice and take a look at the email address of the law firm. Most times when a scammer sends a fake email, it's from a public email provider like Yahoo or Google. Also, if you can't find any information about the law firm or lawyer online, then they're probably a fraudster. The deceased person is someone you've never heard of. While the idea of someone inheriting a large sum from someone they've never heard of sounds crazy, it's important to recognize that this is a red flag. Why would someone you've never heard of leave you money? So watch out if the lawyer is asking for your personal information. When someone is leaving their estate to beneficiaries, they should already have provided that information necessary to receive their inheritance when they pass away. Definitely watch out if the lawyer asks for money up front. When you receive an actual inheritance, money is deducted from the estate to pay the legal fees. You normally don't have to pay out of pocket to get your inheritance money. If you're contacted with a beneficiary scam, here is what you should do. Report it to the FTC immediately. You can report the scam at ftc.gov. Delete the email or throw out the letter. Never respond to a scammer. Never send money or information to an unknown person. Money isn't always recoverable. That's important to remember. So protect your cash and avoid identity fraud. Don't send anything to a scammer. It's so avoidable. So we hope today's story helps portray the damages that these types of scams can inflict. We also hope that you can now recognize how this scam starts and how it's accomplished. Thank you for tuning in to Scam TV. As a reminder, we are a registered nonprofit, so any donations you can make to our scam prevention mission are tax deductible. Donations can be made at our website located at stampoutscams.org. Please like this video and subscribe to Scam TV. Thank you for your time and have a great day and take care.